All right. So what we're going to do, um, a lot of the problems that students have, they're trying to look for the parent function. They can't figure out what the parent function is, or they can't figure out, well, what would a transformation look like in this function compared to this function? So what I'm going to do right here, I've got um, this transformation that I'm going to show off. 2 times your parent function with an input of x plus 5 instead of x plus 1. And I'm just going to show you what it looks like for a few different parent functions so you can start to see all of these functions start to look the same, okay? So square root of x, but instead of square root of x, it's going to be square root of x plus 5 times 2 plus 1. Okay, so this is going to be your regular square root function, except for we're going to move it up 1. We're going to reduce all of our inputs by 5 so they can undo that. And we're going to double the output here. So it's going to be that vertical stretch. Okay. Cubic function. Okay. Well, instead of cubing x, now we're going to cube x plus 5. So it's going to be x plus 5 cubed plus 1 times 2. So it's going to have the same transformations as this guy, but we're starting off with a different parent function. Okay, same thing over here. Instead of 1 over x, it's going to be 1 over x plus 5. Plus 1. Now this confuses some people, so make sure you're paying attention here. So we don't write this. Okay, that's really kind of clunky. 2 times 1 over x plus 5 is just, well, what's 2 times 1? It's 2. So even though the 2 is here, it's the same as if we would have put this 2 out there being multiplied. Okay, so don't let that throw you off. Here's another example. So here, we're going to multiply all our inputs by 2, which means our inputs are going to have to adjust by 1/2. We're going to change the sign on our output, and we're going to add 1. We're going to multiply our outputs by -1, and then add 5. So we've got our square root of x, except for now it's square root of 2x. Multiply our output by -1, add 5 to our output. Okay, so this would be a horizontal shrink by a factor of 1/2. Then we would reflect over the x-axis, and then we would do a vertical shift of 5. All right. Now let's do cubic function. So we're going to do 2x cubed multiplied by -1, add 5. Are you seeing how these look the same? It's just a different parent function. Same thing here. 1 over, instead of x, it's going to be 2x. Multiply by -1 plus 5. But again, this isn't how we usually write this. So -1 times 1 is -1. Okay. So don't be thrown off just because, oh, now we're dealing with absolute value. Oh, now we're dealing with a cube root. So the transformations all look kind of the same once you start looking at these patterns. Okay.